Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert, back with another gear review. Well, a kind of gear review of sorts really, more of an introduction to an old friend, but more on that shortly. You guys know these days I'm recording through this rather beautiful console and the preamps sound amazing. But sometimes you just want to switch it up and have a different flavour, maybe something more vintage, maybe something more characterful, or sometimes just something different. Now to that end, 500 series modules are amazing for that. They're cost effective because you don't have to keep buying power supplies and all that sort of stuff. You can have loads of them. You don't need to have them all slotted into racks all the time, although that can be fun. So down here in my rack, I have been recording with some rather lovely Neve 88R LB 500 series modules. These I've been using on a track that I'm doing for a game which might get turned into a film. It doesn't often happen that way around, but hey, fingers crossed. Now I've been using these for the overheads and for the lead guitar parts and for the bass DI. These are a really, really versatile 500 series unit. They're great, they're Neve, of course they sound great. They're built like brick you-know-wheres, but the lovely thing is they've got all the tonality and character of the rather huge Neve 88RS console. It's the same preamp, it's the same kind of preamp configuration. It really is rather lovely. Now that's down there in the rack, which is where we're going next. So down here in the rack, I've got two of the rather lovely 88R LB 500 series modules from Neve. The 88R LB is the preamp section of the legendary 88R console. It's a very simple thing to use. We've got our input gain up here with signal LED. If I press in, I can scroll between mic, line and DI inputs. Now the REG button is quite interesting. The regenerate button, if you will, allows the DI and the line to run through the mic input transformer to get you that real lovely Neve sound. And on the bass track we've recorded, I have used that feature to really juice up and get more character, if you like, into the bass tone. We then have a variable frequency high pass filter, buttons for phantom power, a -10 dB pad, phase invert, and the front panel, back panel kind of control switch, and a ground lift, and the rather lovely combi jack thing which we're going to be using on the front. So as with most 500 series preamps, there's not really an awful lot to see. There's not an awful lot to demo, if you will. It's all about the tone these things impart, and that's where these score fantastically. Now, as I said, I've been using these on drums, bass, and guitars. Now, the bass was using the DI input with the regenerate switch kicked in. On the drums, I was using these for my overhead pre's with a pair of the new Warm Audio WA87 microphones. They're very nice, a review of those coming very soon. But hey, this is a first listen if you like. And on guitar, I've been using, again, the WA87 and a normal Shure SM57 as a kind of combination. All the mics have been phase checked and auto aligned. The amazing Sound Radix auto align. I said I use it on everything. It just makes it sound better, and anything that does that is worth using all the time. So I've been trying some new mics and trying these pre's, and quite frankly, I don't want to give these back. There is one problem with that. One of you lucky people out there in podcast land or in internet land has won one of these units. So there's no difference between the two. You'll get one and I'll have to send one back, unfortunately, because they really are rather lovely. They definitely give a flavour, certainly the bass DI with the regenerate kicked in. It's lovely. It just gives you that extra level of Neviness, if there is such a word, and there is now. So have a listen to the track. It's pretty much flat out from the word go, but hopefully you'll be able to hear. It's done something really nice to the cymbals. A combination of these particular mics, maybe that kind of retro mic sound, because an 87 is quite a retro sounding mic. There's not a lot of top end in there. They're quite middly. And a kind of a Neve loveliness, a Neve ooziness, if you like, has done some really nice things to the overheads. The bass sounds great. The guitars just sound really big and fat. It's my Chandler on full tilt as you'd expect. Have a listen. I hope you enjoy it. There'll be more of these kind of shorter reviews coming very soon, because sometimes you just don't need to go into the nth degree on something. But for now, I've been James from Pro Tools Expert, and I'll see you again soon for some more gear talk.